Shanghai is all about skyscrapers and fast life, but just 30 minutes away, we found a place that feels like traditional China.
We are Alana and Mauro, based in Montreal with Chinese and Italian roots. After visiting 50 plus countries, we decided to share our journey here on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe and follow along. On our first day in Shanghai, we decided to be spontaneous and head to Suzhou. So we hopped on the subway to catch a train.
Alana is looking on trip.com for the next train available to go to Suzhou. Suzhou.
There's one at 10:52, but it's the same. So you arrive at 11:15.
Okay. When you arrive here, you have to check the ID. So as you can see, they are checking the ID for every people. And be careful, there is a special counter for the passport because it doesn't work with the normal ID card on the other gates. While waiting for our train, we spotted a Tim Hortons, so of course, we had to get a little taste of Canada in China. No, I got a latte.
Chef.
33, it's like $6 for a latte. How much is a double in Tim Hortons? $2? Wow. It's a fancy Tim Hortons.
The difference between the Tim Hortons here and the ones in Canada is here is really clean. The ones in Canada, like, I don't even go there because it always looks so dirty. You really want a coffee when you are desperate. You go to the one in Canada.
Yeah.
This time we got second class tickets for $8 each. Honestly, it's not bad at all.
What's cool about Didi is that in every station, every airport, everywhere, there is always like the pickup point and it's really well signaled. So just follow the signs and you're gonna find it right away. Here people are always nice. The driver, it's true. The the Didi driver here, basically it's a bit of, there is a lot of traffic and so she just told us, oh, you can just walk, it's like 2 minutes away. Why should wait
She
on the
was
car?
trying to make sure that we know where to go.
Yeah, she said, be careful, next, it's the next on the right, so just go there. So yeah, I think Chinese people are always really nice. Friendly too.
Our first stop in Suzhou is the Humble Administrator's Garden, one of the most famous classical gardens in China, known for its beautiful ponds, bridges, and traditional architecture. We chose this one because it's the most famous, but there are actually many similar gardens to explore around the city. Fun fact: Suzhou is one of the richest cities in China, yet it has done an incredible job preserving its historic areas. So this place was built in 1500 by a retired government official. I guess he's from this place. His political career was not so great, so he decided to resign and then return home. After he built this garden, it's one of the most famous classical Chinese gardens in the city. The place is man-made, but it's built with water and small mountains to imitate the natural like water and mountain and plant. when you see a lot of rocks like this, we usually call it the fake mountain because in our region, we don't really have like natural mountains or the big ones like the Alps or the Rockies. So in the parks, they usually make like rock-made fake mountains. So the saying in Chinese is 上有天堂,下有苏杭. Basically, it means on top of you there's the heaven, and on the ground there's Suzhou and Hangzhou. So it's the equivalent of heaven on earth.
When you come to Suzhou, you can't miss the local Suzhou-style noodles. We came to a Michelin-star noodle restaurant, and everything from the moment we walked in felt perfect. The service, the traditional Chinese decor, everything. And the food, honestly mind-blowing. We ordered a crab roe noodle set, and the waiter actually mixes it for you while explaining each dish. The price for 2 people, only $40, not bad at all for a Michelin restaurant.
After lunch, we took a walk along the charming Pingjiang Road. It feels a bit like a small Venus, with canal running right beside you the whole time, and even small boats offering rides. The houses along the water are carefully preserved to maintain their original look, so no modern renovations are allowed to change the historical style. Along the street, you will find many small shops, street food, and photographers carefully directing people dressed in traditional Chinese clothing known as Hanfu.
Our day trip to Suzhou is done. So tired. You?
Okay. We just saw probably 10% of it.
Yeah. So if you want to see more and more deeply, probably you have to stay here at least one night. But for a quickie day trip from Shanghai is kind of nice. And yeah, I would say recommend. When we got back to Shanghai, it was the perfect time to head to an izakaya. You can't say we didn't eat well in China. In the next episode, we will explore Shanghai by day and night like locals. Alana even lived there for a few years. And we will take you back to where we first met. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.